When you think about producers as customers, then all the past, 20, 30, 40 years of antitrust legal precedent fits. Regulatory capture is an economic theory that says regulatory agencies may come to be dominated by the industries or interests they are charged with regulating. Why would we place more trust into Congress to pass laws that is then going to magically enable Lina Khan and the FTC to take action?
We cover regulation all the time on the show. We cover what the EU is doing, what Poland is doing, what Australia is doing, what the US is trying to do and failing at. And we recently had Lina Khan be nominated to head up the FTC. And if you don't know who Lina Khan is, she's an economist that, a number of years ago came out with her assessment of, big tech and antitrust, and, was very hard on big tech and said that, corrective action needs to be taken, agrees that they are monopolies. Her big, deep dive article or brief, which she published, I read through the thing. It was easily over 70 pages. I think I actually covered it on the show. Basically says that antitrust precedent, right? The laws that are in place need to be changed to appropriately deal with the tech monopolies. Okay, so she's anti-tech monopoly. That's good. But she says that there needs to be legislative change. The laws need to be changed in order for the FTC to do its job. That's not good. She's coming into power, assuming she gets nominated, under the auspices that she is handicapped and really can't do much. That's not a good, positioning. Doesn't mean that she shouldn't be trying to advocate for legislative change and laws that can be stricter on, let's say, tech monopolies engaging in M&A. Right? That's a common thing that they talk about. Oh, well, we should put the onus on the tech monopoly to prove to the Department of Justice that they aren't violating antitrust rules. Right now, it's the other way around. If a tech monopoly buys, say, a unicorn company, the onus of burden is on the Department of Justice to prove that this acquisition is bad and anti-competitive, right? What they want to do, this is one of a few things, they would want to basically reverse that, put the onus on the tech monopoly to prove that the acquisition is not anti-competitive, right? So things like that, which are good. But the point is here, and the point we've been making on the show for years, is the precedent exists to bring a successful lawsuit against tech monopolies. And I've got some examples here, which I'm going to get into. Just so you know, every week there's more examples. And the point is that tech monopolies, when at scale, they take advantage of producers, not consumers. If you read the book and you understand how platform business models work, platform businesses have two customers, a consumer, but then the producer, the supplier of value, right? Platform businesses are asset light. They have network effects on the demand and the supply side, not Netflix. Sellers on Amazon, creators on YouTube, they are the producers. They are the creators of that inventory. And the platform is facilitating the exchange of that inventory. When the platform gets to monopoly scale and they need to show growth and margin growth, who do they take advantage of first? It's not the consumer, it's the producer. And the whole thesis that we've talked about on the show that now, some people in the industry are picking up on, the Miss Vestager over at the EU is picking up on it. Poland and Australia have picked up on it. It's actually worked pretty well for them, right? You got to protect the producer. If you want to handicap the tech monopoly, you need to protect the producer because that is a customer to the tech monopoly. Who does Amazon make money off of when you buy a product from a third-party seller? They actually make money from the third-party seller. The third-party seller is paying, say, 10 to 20% commission to Amazon. The seller is a customer of Amazon, just like the creator is a customer of YouTube, right? The creator is the one that has an ad revenue share with YouTube, right? Who is creating value? Who is essentially paying these companies? It's actually the producers. So when you think about producers as customers, then and why that's important is because then all the past, 20, 30, 40 years of antitrust legal precedent fits. Because what antitrust legal precedent says is when you have a monopoly, you got 60, 70% market share, which is easy to prove for any of these companies. When you have a monopoly, if they can be shown to take advantage of their customer, in this case, producers, well, then that's antitrust. That's an antitrust violation. That's anti-competitive. And now you can take action to correct that behavior. But no one has really, in the United States, tried to thread that needle. We've seen it in the EU. Now we've actually seen it in Australia. Lina Khan has not ran on a position that says the antitrust precedent fits. All you need to do is qualify a producer as a customer, right? It's very much so saying, hey, tech monopolies are bad. We need to change the laws so I can go after the tech monopolies. Why that's an issue is this thing called regulatory capture. What is regulatory capture? Well, here you go. Regulatory capture is an economic theory that says regulatory agencies may come to be dominated by the industries or interests they are charged with regulating. The result is that an agency charged with acting in the public interest instead acts in ways that benefit incumbent firms in the industry it is supposed to be regulating. And I think, what everyone needs to recognize is you got to take a big step back. The United States is corrupt, okay? We've got corruption oozing out of our pores. Anywhere you want to look, Department of Justice, Congress, any branch of the government, corruption. Why would we place more trust into Congress to pass laws that is then going to magically enable Lina Khan and the FTC to take action? I certainly wouldn't place my trust in Congress. Look at who donates to all of the congressmen, all the politicians. You just got to follow the money. China's figured this out. I mean, China, way more corrupt, way more issues than the United States, but the United States is a corrupt gang. We got to recognize that. We can't just sit here and act like, we're holier than thou. We've got corruption. The harder that you make this battle, if you want to correct and rein in the tech monopolies, the more things that need to fall into place if we want to take real action on reining in the power that the tech monopolies have, right? So if we're kicking the can down the road to say, well, Congress needs to act before the regulatory agency, can act, what do you think is going to happen, right? It's not going to happen anytime soon. Even if it does happen, it's not going to happen into the short to midterm. For Congress to act, for all these politicians who all, there's lobbyists, they get paid. Let's just be honest, okay? This isn't a partisan thing. If you're a politician and you're in there for years or decades, how do you make millions and millions of dollars? Riddle me that. It just doesn't make sense, does it? You have a salary of like a couple $100,000, even though insider trading is legalized for you. How do you get millions and in some cases tens of millions of dollars in net worth? It just doesn't add up, does it? There's funny business going on. It's been going on for decades. So my point here is that while I wish Lina Khan the best and I wish her to be successful, absolutely, because the tech monopolies are too powerful and they need to be reined in. Literally wrote a book about it. I just wouldn't start counting my chips yet, especially with her positioning that Congress needs to act for her to be effective. That's not a winning strategy when you have the level of corruption that we have literally everywhere. Hi, I'm Alex. Thanks for watching the show. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, but even better, make sure to follow us on Odyssey, follow us on Rumble, and text us 203-646-5159. Text the word Monopoly. You'll be subscribed. You'll get updates about when we're going live, our latest videos, and we'll send you even a little goodie bag. And in the event that we all get banned from big tech, we'll still be connected.